Hi, I'm Rick Guy, candidate for the New York State Assembly. Welcome back to Assembly 2.0. Now, one issue that I've been told repeatedly that is very important to the voters of Central New York is that of jobs and the related issue of taxes. You see, I'm concerned because just last week, our Assemblyman, Bill Magnarelli, voted to take away jobs tax credits that had been earned by Central New York businesses. He says that we can't afford to allow those credits to go ahead this year, even though the businesses that earned them have relied on them in planning for next year's jobs. Now, that's bad enough, but what makes this a real big issue for me is that he then went and voted for $2 billion in new tax credits for companies doing business in New York City. So the question here is, who's representing Central New York's interests? It's not in our interest to give $2 billion in tax credits to businesses in New York City when we're saying, contradictorily, that we can't afford to go ahead with tax credits here in Central New York. And I think that you'll find that if you look very carefully at my opponent's record, you'll see that this is part of his MO. He represents the interests of Manhattan, if you will, much more than he does the interests of the north, west, south sides of the city of Syracuse and the towns of Geddes and Van Buren. I know that because I have studied his record. And I'm going to ask you to come along with me, come on back here, and in the future, we'll look at my record and the record of my opponent, and I'm going to convince you that I can best be a voice for your values.